Where's your proof that you don't have the virus?
Where's my proof?
Yes.
That I don't have it?
Yes.
Where's your proof that you don't have it?
I don't have to prove to you. You're the one that stopped me. If you want to go along with this scamdemic,
I haven't stopped you. You have driven into a guarded checkpoint.
You have no right to be setting up checkpoints.
Where are you going, sir?
None of your business now.
Well, actually, you're required.
I'm not required under our constitution to do anything you say.
Where are you travelling to today, sir?
I am going to the hardware store to get supplies for my farm.
Okay.
Okay, and where are you travelling from?
My farm.
Where would that be, sir?
None of your business.
It actually is.
No, it's fucking not. We did not fight 800 years for you to start treating us worse than the British fucking army did. Did we?
Sir, if you just answer the question.
Show me the pandemic.
What's the news?
The fucking news. Are you having a laugh?
No.
RTE. What fucking news?
Well, there's other news. You don't watch the BBC news?
Shite.
No.
The BBC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Crown News.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to watch the Crown News?
No. Well, you're saying RTE is shite.
Of course it's shite.
People are seeing through nonsense. You know, they're pulling this whole, with the white lung thing nonsense again, trying to say it all. It started in this country, and then it spread to 10 other countries. And then all of a sudden people couldn't breathe. And then all of a sudden they had to start wearing face coverings again. And then all of a sudden we're going to tell people that germs are jumping all over past 8 p.m. The same narrative. The question is, are you going to fall for it? Are you going to fall for the lies of the Rockefeller medical system pushing germ theory and saying that white lung's going to get you? I mean, think about it. It's an act. It's a television show is what it is once again. We're right back to it. 2020. All of a sudden, you got to stay home. Can't go out past 8 o'clock. You can't even go eat dinner at 8:01 because, you know, something's going to get you at 8:01. The thing is people are waking up and they're seeing through a lot of this. They're seeing through the nonsense. And their mind can't handle it anymore because it's all just a bunch of nonsense. And that's the thing. I had a friend message me and she was saying, you know, I think there's so much happening. And I said, it's not that there's so much happening. It's always been happening. You're just seeing it. The blinders have came off now. So because the blinders have now came off, you're now seeing all the nonsense that was around us all the time. 2020 was the catalyst to open that up so that you could see how goofy all of this is. Like the Truman Show or like a television show. You know, they want us sitting in fear and all this other stuff and being controlled and whatever. But it's up to us to take back our power and say we don't want any of this. And it starts with your home. That's why I always focus on people's homes. Because wherever you're living, it starts with that. One thing at a time. Because that's the part that they don't want us to focus on.
Are you alright?
Get the dog, hurry up, get the dog.
Don't make a scene.
Get the dog, get the dog. I'm going to go back upstairs, Debbie, and just be in private, okay?
Thank you. Well, good evening. That was a great start with StreamYard, wasn't it? Last week it was Healthfreedomuk, which I have not signed on to. I'm sure you'll all be glad to hear. But I don't know why I did that. I'm just testing my sound here. If someone wants to just let me know how my sound is, that'd be great. And then we can start the show. Someone give me a 5x5, please. I think it's all right anyway. Take those out. Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you. Do you like my Christmas jumper? I'm getting in the mood. I would have had doggies on it if I could, you know, because it's not a doggish time at the moment, isn't it, Ripley? Yeah. She's been very good. I've walked her madly today, and yeah, we're finally getting somewhere with her. Let me just take this down as well, this banner. Hang on 1 second, because we can hide that. There we go. Good. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm not a Dr. Robert. I'm here for your fun, entertainment, and a bit of Tuesday evening relief from the stresses of life. And if you want any medical information or any queries about you've got any queries about your health or anything, go and see a professional. This show is just for entertainment and for fun, all right? And everything that you see in here is just opinion. Thank you very much. That's the legal bit out of the way. And yeah, got a special show for you tonight. We've got Monica Porter coming up in just 1 second. And first of all, I just want to say thanks to BB again. I don't know if he's in the show yet. I'll say hello to everyone in a second. But what are you doing, doggy? What are you doing? Yeah. And this is BB's what he had here. And can you spot the monkey there? Can anyone spot the monkey where the monkey is? If you're unsure, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. It's in the on my right here, or to my left shoulder. And if you look at the flags, you may not have spotted this. If you're clever, you would have done. But the flag on the right says Haircut 100, and the other one under Kissinger, who's now dead, which is good news. It says Wet, Wet, Wet. And those, of course, are two bands that I've been to see recently. So, again, thanks to BB for that. I really appreciate him doing that. Let's come back to you. Let's come back to you. Where is it? Band. There we go. Let's take that out. Let's hide that. There we go. Let's go to the comments. First in stream, of course, was yesterday when I posted the show. The first in the show was "Is that real?" says King. No, King, it's not real. But King, you were first to give a thumbs up. But the legend, who is Pete, he was first in the show when I posted it yesterday. So well done, Pete. And you know what happens, Pete, when you're first in show? Yes. You get the obligatory, if I can find it, round of applause. Well done. And let's say hello to everyone. Oh, hang on, it's on repeat. Let's go back and stop that. Right, it's taking it off repeat now. Let's go from the top then and see who's in the chat tonight. And if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to the show if you're not new. I do the show every Tuesday. This is the Alternative Health Show. It's about I normally do some news stories on health. I do the occasional interview, but Tuesdays is the big live day. We have a bit of fun. We've got a great chatty crowd here. There's normally, at least at the moment, there's 21 people in the chat. Or 21 people watching this show. So if you're new, please subscribe and hit the like button. It does help me get some subscribers. I'm talking about subscribers. Thank you, everyone, all the new subscribers as well. I hit the magic 303 this week. So I've gone from 0 in a year to 303. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I love that number, 303. Take the 0 out and we've got 33. Yeah, we love that number, don't we? So let's go from the top. We've got Spanish Chicken. No, you weren't first, Spanish. Never mind. James. Hello, James. Hello. Let's just show you, shall we? There we go. Spanish. We got James Owen here. We got Miss Blue Sky as well. Who else have we got down here? Rick. Hello, Rick. And we got Pete as well, the Starfish Troopers. And who else? Cookie's in the house as well. Good evening, Cookie. Remember, I showed you the thing at the start. If you want to follow Cookie and Pete, please click on their channel. All the links to their channel is down in the show notes, and also some of the music. We're going to have a break about halfway through. I'll play you a tune. We like to do that just so you can go and make a cup of tea as well. And good evening, Mascara Snake as well. Anyone else? Good evening, Manda as well. And welcome to the King. King's 77703. And he brings along his terrible jokes that he does on a Monday and a Wednesday. So welcome, King. It's only taken you 3 weeks to get here. I have just as bad of jokes here. Look, I've got a pack full of them. Look, King, you see, a joke a day. Look, that's how bad I am. But tonight's not a jokey night. Tonight's going to be a chatty night. So I know you're going to love Monica. And good evening, Steve Tagoose, the legend who plays his guitar on a Thursday. Good evening, Steve. And who else have we got here? Jerry, son of Mick. Good evening, Jerry. And the lovely Nubian. Lovely to see you again, Nubian. Thank you for joining us. Anyone else? Anyone else here? I'm just going down. Kendo Taylor. Hello, Kendo. Greetings to you, sir. Nice of you to join us. Let's have a look. I'm just going to... God, there's so many comments already. So many comments. I'm just trying to catch up. So Ron's here as well. Hello, Ron. Thank you for giving me the 5x5, Ron. Excellent. I'm just going through, trying to get to the bottom here. My goodness. Woo! And of course, the legend who does all my thumbnails, BB, is here as his cheeky monkey self as well. So welcome to you, BB. Anyone else? I'm just going down here. My goodness. My goodness. And Juliet Wood. Hello, Juliet. Juliet Wood. Hand pink waving. There we are. Welcome to the show. You're someone new. Maybe you're a friend of our guest tonight. But welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here. You'll be welcomed in the chat. And the chat does have a bit of roasting. So if you think people are being a bit cheeky and naughty to each other, honestly, it's just the chatters. And there are administrators. They know when someone's being serious and when someone's not being so serious. So I normally start with what's been going on with my week. So what I've done the legal bit, I've done the first in chat. So I went to see Son of Town Hall. That was another gig I went to. I went to the lovely Stables, and I want to show you. Look what I got. Look. So here's look, proper vinyl, and they signed it and everything. It would have been worth a fortune if they hadn't signed it. But what I love about this vinyl, A, it was good quality vinyl. B, you get all the lyrics. Look, remember, you see, you don't get this on downloads, do you? You just don't get this on Spotify. And I'll tell you something interesting. What they told us about Spotify as well. And straight in there, look at this. Look at this. This is so good. Look, this was written by them. And there we go. It says the making of The Adventures of Son of Town Hall, as told by themselves. And look at that. I mean, the vinyl cost me 20 quid and it's worth every penny. And I played it and it sounds absolutely amazing. So, if you want to see what Son of Town Hall sound like again, watch last week's show. I had a song of theirs called California. And they were just amazing. It was only about 80 people, a really intimate gig. And yeah, they're just fantastic. What else did I want to tell you as well? So yeah, I've purchased also. I want to thank everyone who donated to me buying StreamYard. Although you can see StreamYard there, what it is, I bought something called in the Cyber Monday week, I bought the Essentials plan, and it was literally half the price of the normal one. The only difference is that you get there. But you can see I've got my own emblem back up as well. And I think that everything else is virtually the same. So again, thank you to everyone who did that. I really appreciate, all your donations. I really do. What else was going to tell you? And also thank you to everyone who's purchased my salve. And if you do want any, just send me an email to cbd-salve@hotmail.com, and then you'll get an automatic reply telling you what to do, and I'll be able to send it out to you. Okay. Again, links in the show notes as well. This may be my last show of the year. I just wanted to tell everyone that. This week's been a bit difficult. A, I've got the dog, and B, some sad news. My mum's in hospital, so it's been a bit of a hectic week. But yeah, tonight may be the last show. I may do one. I'm definitely going to be jumping on if Pete does one on his group show, but I'm not sure that I'll be doing one on my own. If I do, it might be just a quick random chat Christmas thing that I do off the cuff, but it certainly won't be on Christmas Day. But I may do one next week, but it won't be a normal one. It might be, you'll see all the Christmas decorations up next week and everything. I've bought my tree. It's sitting outside waiting in my partner's garden. And Pete's got a very important message. Smash that like, peeps. Yes, smash that like. Now, listen, I'm going to bring on Monica now. If you've got any questions, can you please type them in capitals so that I'm able to easily see them, okay? So without further ado, let me read you a little bit about Monica. So my guest tonight is a holistic healer. Monica Porter is a life coach, a quantum healer, a holistic therapist, mind therapist, and NLP master practitioner. She is passionate about holistic health and healing since learning to meditate over 20 years ago, which changed her life. She previously ran a meditation center in Norwich for 13 years and launched the Holistic Center in Great Yarmouth in July 2013. Monica says, if I can make a difference in someone's life with my skills and knowledge, I feel my life purpose is being fulfilled. In this modern life, we strive to lead many people have multi-level problems and issues they need to heal. Therefore, it is not enough for a therapist to have only one skill or only one dimension on which they work. We all need to be multidimensional, multifaceted with our skills and experience in order to create a lasting effect and true healing. Our highly skilled therapists are used to working on complex issues which impact on body, mind, and spirit. This is why we are so successful. I don't know if Monica's on her own now or whether it was, but that can be maybe one of my first questions. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Monica. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Robert.
And
nice to join you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I met Monica at the Alternative View conference along with Dale, which we had on about a month ago now, I think it was, or three weeks ago, something like that. And Monica and Dale actually live in the same town, and they're only about a stone's throw away from each other, aren't you?
Yeah, he's literally around the corner in the next street.
Yeah. And so are you, is your business, is it just you now, or is there a few of you?
It's just me now, actually. I've downsized a lot.
You've downsized now. Okay, yeah. And so can you tell us about how first of all, about your journey, how you became, we touched on a bit there what I just spoke about. So give us some background on how you got into alternative health and things like that.
Well, it started 33 years ago when I learned to meditate.
That magic number again, 33.
Yeah,
see?
33, yeah. And that was when I lived in Cambridge, and I joined a meditation group in Cambridge, and it was part of an international group called the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, and I learnt Raj Yoga meditation, and I've never looked back since then, because it really opened me up to all sorts of new perspectives on life, on understanding myself, on experiencing myself as a spiritual being. And from there, after many years of practice and running the meditation center and deciding I wanted to go more into alternative therapies for health purposes, because I started out life as a nurse, actually, then went in other directions, and then decided I really wanted to come back into the healing field, because I was meeting and teaching so many people with so many problems, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical problems, that I really felt I could make a difference, not only by teaching the meditation. So then I started to learn kinesiology, and at the same time, I was training as a life coach.
Right.
And so the two things didn't really harmonize at the time, but they have harmonized since then, because the work I do now, to cut a long story short, having learnt many different modalities, the work I do now is mostly working with people over Zoom, with holistic healing. And I do full spectrum healing, which works, I work in the quantum field to send the healing to people so it can go anywhere in the world. So the skills I learned as a life coach enables me to tease out of people the deeper aspects of the problems they may be facing.
Okay. What's the, you touched, you said a word there that I don't, what's the quantum field? Can you just explain a bit about that?
Right. The quantum field is a high level dimension.
Okay.
Far above where we operate. You know, we operate in 3 dimensions. Some people operate in 5th dimension. The quantum field is actually the 15th dimension.
Would you say it's a bit like the ether?
Much higher.
Much higher?
Ether is just empty space and is all around us.
Mm-hmm.
We're in ether, even in 3D, 3rd dimension. We're living in the ether.
Right.
So the quantum field is a very high vibration. It's a field of intelligent operation, you might say. And you need to have a high vibration to actually reach that field anyway and work in it. So the fact I have meditated for over 30 years gives me that capacity to reach to the quantum field and to work in the quantum field. So I use my kinesiology knowledge of muscle testing to identify what the client needs. So what I do is I tune into their energy field. So I can tune into their energy field, obviously, if they're with me, because I'm with them. But if I'm actually working over Zoom, and I work with people all over the world over Zoom, then I tune into their energy field by just making that energetic connection, by speaking to them, by seeing them online and so on. And having done that, I can then use muscle testing, which you might have come across with kinesiology, with somebody using the arm. You know, they put the arm out and the kinesiologist asks a question and presses the arm down. And if the arm goes down, it's a no. And if the arm stays strong, it's a yes. So it's the way that the body communicates with the therapist. So if, for example, I was going to test somebody for a food intolerance, say I wanted to test them for intolerance to wheat. So I could get some wheat. It could be a loaf of bread, or it could be a bit of wheat, you know, in a cup or something. Hold it within their auric field, which is the field of their own energy round about them. And then I could hold their arm out, and I wouldn't even need to ask a question, because their body would straight away tell me whether it had gone weak or whether it stayed strong. Now, when I pressed the arm down, if it had gone weak, then their body would be telling me that this particular product I've put within their auric field was not suitable for them to have. Okay. So I could test anything in that way. I could test vitamins and minerals, for example. Does that person need this particular vitamin? Do they need this particular mineral? I could test medication they're taking, because, you know, with the medical profession, one size fits all. You know, you take a tablet that's made for everybody, but they might have not been giving you the right dosage. You might have had too high a dosage for your sensitive stomach or your sensitive being in some way. And I can actually muscle test that product by them holding it in their auric field, usually near their belly button. And I muscle test and I can tell them whether they need to take one a day, half a one a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, or a different strength to the one they've been given. And so it's a very, very useful tool to have. I can use it for almost anything.
And you know, I mean, it just sounds fascinating. But I mean, and how do you know? I mean, what's your sort of success rate? Is there a success rate? You know, I mean, does everyone respond to it, or does only certain people?
Yeah,
really?
No, everybody will. Everybody's body will respond to it, irrespective of what the person would like you to believe.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So it's beyond their influence, because their body is going to communicate directly with me simply by the body going weak if it's not good for them, and the body going strong if it's good for them. But I can go a stage further than that, because I used to use the arm for muscle testing. So, I put the arm out and muscle test the person's arm, having asked the question, is this suitable for this person? And the arm would go weak or the arm would stay strong. But now I don't even need to do that, because I can actually just muscle test with 2 fingers. So just literally muscle testing like that. So a yes is strong and a weak is no. So this is why I can do it over Zoom, because I don't need the person there to literally test their arm.
And you said that you also you was in the NHS. You practiced. You was a nurse, was you?
I started out life as a nurse, yes, but having children interrupted that. So I didn't go back after having my kids.
I wanted to ask you just about okay, because you're a healer. I mean, I'm not a believer in germ theory. Okay,
No.
I'm all about terrain myself, and I just wonder where you sit with that, Monica.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Yeah, totally with you. Like herd immunity, that kind of thing. When we had lockdown, as far as I could possibly not do it, I didn't wear a mask. In fact, I think there was only one time I ever wore a mask, and that was when I had to go to hospital, to A&E department. And I thought, I'm not going to argue with them this time, because I need the A&E department. Yeah. But apart from that, I never wore a mask. I didn't worry about going out during lockdown, because I knew that nobody was going to be infecting me unless I reduced my own immune system to such a low level that I got infected with something, Yeah. So, yes, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And what would you say is the most popular form of therapy that you actually do with your clients? What's the most?
The most popular thing that I get asked the most for is massage.
Is it? And that's something you can't do over the over Zoom or anything like that.
I can't do that over Zoom. No, I can do it at home, but I've reduced down greatly the amount of massage I do, because all of the other more interesting and more useful things that I do take priority for me now.
And what sort of massage do you do? My ex-wife was she used to specialize. She trained as Swedish massage.
Oh, that's what I did as well. Swedish.
Oh, was it? Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so all about. So again, it's about finding and doing acupressure points as well, and that must lead into Reiki.
Yeah, I do Reiki. Yes. Yeah.
Explain to everyone
about Reiki. Reiki. Once you've been attuned to Reiki, then it's always with you, in your hands, in your being. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're doing reflexology or kinesiology or massage. Reiki is there literally at your fingertips. But what I do now is full spectrum healing, and that for me is a much higher level of vibration and a higher level to operate at than Reiki.
Well,
Reiki is usually described as universal energy, and I'm using the energy of the quantum field. So the quantum field is the field of unlimited possibilities. Everything is waiting in the quantum field to manifest according to your thoughts and according to your desires and your vibration. So whatever you desire, your vibration has to match that level before you can manifest it. So you start with the thought that you want to achieve something. And it's not to do with things like money. It might be health, for example. You want to achieve something in your health. So your desire first is to achieve that. So wherever your energy goes, that grows. So when your thoughts are going in a certain direction, you are growing that possibility of that healing taking place. But what most people do when they're ill is they're thinking of the opposite thing that they actually want to achieve. They're thinking of, oh, what if I get sicker? What if this happens? What if this surgery doesn't work? So they're manifesting exactly what they don't want. Whereas they could be thinking, how lucky I am to be having this operation to make me well. And because they would be thinking that way, then they're far more likely to have success because the positive energy is going into their healing instead of the negative energy. And the same with working in the quantum field. You can have positive energy in order to work in the quantum field, or you can start thinking, well, I'd like this to happen, but I don't suppose it will. So you've immediately blocked it for yourself.
I see. So negative thoughts, obviously, again, it's going to affect everyone's energy as well. Is that something you have to work on to begin with, Monica, in terms of like to structure your healing sessions and say, I need you to, to be as positive as you can? Is that something you try and encourage them to be
if I'm life coaching somebody, I would work that way, yes. If I'm life coaching them, I would tease out what is going on underneath the surface. And because I have a deep understanding of the soul from my meditation practice, I can usually see where the need is. I can usually quite quickly see where the need is and what's going on the subconscious level with that person. So I would work in that way if I was coaching them. But if I'm working with full spectrum healing and I'm working in the quantum field will lead me. So we will set a topic that they want to work with. And that topic could be physical, mental, emotional. It could be anything really. Not something like, will I move house? Nothing like that. But it could be something like, I'm feeling really stressed about a certain aspect of my life and I want to get rid of this stress. So I could then tease out from them with coaching questions where they're going with that. What's the deeper thing that's stressing them out? And then we can decide on a healing statement. So we would make a healing statement together, and then I would send that healing statement to the quantum field and say how many corrections to their energy system, whether it be physical, mental, or emotional, how many corrections do we need for this topic? And the field would tell me how many questions, how many topics that would need to be, we call them corrections because I'm using kinesiology. So the terminology in kinesiology is corrections. So we're making corrections as you would make a physical correction in kinesiology as well. So it would be 5 things to do, and their body would guide me through the muscle testing. So it would be, okay, what is the first correction that we need to do? And then I have a manual that is as thick as War and Peace, actually. And I
Right.
will start with the main menu. And on the main menu, I will muscle test what's required on the main menu, and it might take me to a sub-menu. And I will muscle test down that sub-menu, and that might take me somewhere else. So through muscle testing, which is what's tuning into their vibration, their body, mind, spirit, energy, through that muscle testing, I will get to the root cause of something. When I get to a pinpoint of something we can deal with, then I send the request to the quantum field to treat that. So the more accurately I've pinpointed it, the more successful that treatment is. So there might be 5 things to do for that one thing that we've chosen as a topic.
I see. Just whilst you were talking about that, Cookie, Hairy Cookie Monster Lives, is asked this question for you. He said, how come manifestations does not cause random thoughts to emanate?
Not quite sure what he means by that, if he can verify it. Manifestation in the quantum field, does he mean?
I don't know. And he also says it sounds like cosmic ordering.
Yeah, you could say it's like cosmic ordering, yeah.
Yeah.
Using the quantum field.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. I've also got another question. I've got a couple of questions because they're coming in. What's this? It says, Robert, do you do a live test with any product you use, if possible? Would be interesting. I don't know. Well,
we could do that. Yes, we
could do that if we get time. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to that. I've got a question from Newbie in here. It says, results from muscle testing comes from subconscious stored in body or from higher self?
It can come from either. So because I'm working in the quantum field, which is a high level to work, the way I work is I work on all 3 levels, mind, body, and spirit. So some kinesiology will literally just work on the physical body, but I'm working on all 3 levels. So I could be muscle testing to see if there's something wrong with somebody's gut. I could be muscle testing for something that's blocking them in their subconscious mind. It could be self-sabotaging. It could be something that happened in a previous time in their life that's a trauma, that's left them with some kind of a limiting pattern that needs to be cleared.
Okay.
I'll give you an example of I had one recently, and this is a bit off the wall, this one. And I've been working with a guy who's got an enlarged prostate.
Right.
And every time I do a session, after the session, I muscle test how complete is what we've done, right? So over a series of sessions, I got the muscle testing it was 95% complete. So I'm thinking, oh, that's good. So I meet with him the next time on Zoom and I say, right, this session is now 95% complete. That means he's almost fully healed, basically. So he said, well, I've still got all the symptoms. I've still got having to run to the toilet practically every hour. I've still got discomfort. I'm up in the night. So I said, well, I've never had something like this before. My muscle testing is showing that the treatment is 95% complete. So I went onto our site, the therapist's site. We all get together on a WhatsApp session. And I just put in the chat, this is the experience I've got. Can anybody shed any light on it? Because I'm getting it's 95% complete, the treatment, and he's still got all the symptoms. So various people came back to me, but the one that resonated with me was someone said she tuned into him and he'd actually got a block at the soul level in the quantum field. So the soul can access the quantum field. And she said this block is almost like a block of ice and it's blocking his healing. So she told me a method to use, which wasn't full spectrum healing, but because I have spiritual understanding anyway, I could use it myself. And it was like creating a light laser to break up that block that was in the quantum field, that was at his soul level. So I did that. And what happened then was a bit unfortunate, but obviously I've not seen him since this, because it only happened recently. 2 days later, he had a fall and he's broken his hip and he's broken his pelvis. So what does that tell you about self-sabotage?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So although I'd broken up this block that was at the soul level, he managed to find a way around to sabotage himself again in a different way. So now he's incapacitated.
It fascinates me that people, want to come to you, and yet again they've got this, so there seems to be this this good and bad thing going on with someone in their head, doesn't it? It's like, well, I do want to be healed, but I'm not sure I can be. There's that, and it fascinates me that people actually come to someone like yourself, and then that they just don't go straight to the NHS. Oh, I've got enlarged prostate. Can you sort it out for me, or whatever?
Well, he's being treated by the NHS, but it's not getting any better that way either, you see. So people often come, they cover both bases.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
And also, some people don't like to go to the NHS.
No, I've got a previous question. I think this again from Nubin, and she's saying results from muscle testing comes from. We asked that one, didn't we? I think we asked that one. Yeah, we did actually.
Yeah, so it comes from both. Yes, it can come from either.
It's this one. Here's the question. Okay. The only one before I've heard talking about Raja Yoga is Ole D, and he mentioned it as yoga for the brain. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, it's actually yoga at the soul level. Okay, so you've got physical yoga, which is called Hatha yoga, and then this is yoga of the mind. So I wouldn't say it's the brain, because the brain is like the computer that interprets everything that the mind sends to it. So the mind, I would say, is actually part of the spiritual being, the soul. Okay, so you've got the mind, the intellect, and the personality is all really part of the soul, because that's your consciousness, and the brain is the computer that interprets it all and sends all the messages to the body. That's Raj Yoga teaching, okay? So Raj Yoga is considered to be the highest level of yoga, because it's yoga of the mind. It's getting control of the mind.
Right. Okay. I wanted to say to you that I have actually had Reiki healing once, and I must say it's something that I've never. Yeah, I can remember it. And it was quite incredible, really. It was a bit like, not that I believe in space. I'm not a space believer, but the only way I can describe it as if I'd left my body, and that I was floating in somewhere. I don't know where. I was floating somewhere, and it was just the most amazing feeling. Actually, as a kid, I used to be able to dream. That I was, I could sit on a paving slab, that you get outside on pavements and stuff, and I would elevate it like a magic carpet, and then I would fly around, as a kid, and I could control everything. I could do all of this, and when I wanted to come out of the dream, I would just literally just say, right, okay. I want to wake up now, and then I would wake up. And I'd love to be able to still do that. I'm sure if I practice hard enough,
could if you want to.
Yeah, probably could. I mean, I dream every night. I've gone through this before, Monica, on my channel, because I used to be quite a heavy cannabis user, and I'm just coming up to 2 years now off of it. So, and what happens when you come off cannabis is all your dreams, you start to dream again. Right. And they're really vivid. They're really, really vivid. And to be honest with you, it's almost like the dreams that I get are almost like maybe unsolved questions in my head and things like that. So maybe this leads to where you're what you're talking about here, and you know, getting onto a different plane. Is it? Would that be maybe?
Yeah. A different level
Yeah.
of consciousness. Yeah.
A different level of consciousness. Yeah.
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 You
So
think about opening yourself up, you know,
yeah.
to understanding you're more than just your body, and then you understand you're more than just your mind even, and then you understand actually you're a spiritual being. So you're raising your vibration all the time with your self-realizations.
Yeah. What I really like to ask you as well, that's just popped into my head, where does your spiritual belief in God or a creator fit within this?
Right. Well, in Raj Yoga, we're taught that God is God. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
God is not the Christian understanding of God, not a being in the sky and the clouds or anything like that.
Not the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
No.
Okay.
But God is a being, but God is pure energy. So God doesn't have a form other than if you imagined God as a tiny point of light, that would be the nearest thing to the form of God, because God isn't formless. God has a form because God exists. So it's not as though God is everywhere. We don't believe that God is everywhere, which is a common belief in India. Mm-hmm. And we don't believe that God is in each of us either. You know, we are all children of God, but at the soul level. So, you know, for example, I think a good example of this is when Christ said, "You are made in God's image." If you think of God's image being a soul, a point of light, then we are also spiritually, we are souls and we are points of light. So in that way, I do think that that was the original message that Jesus meant, because he was a high master. He would be experiencing what we call soul consciousness. And he would be saying to his disciples, you are made in God's image, because he would know God. He was communicating with God and God was communicating with him. Mm-hmm. So he would know God as a being of light, pure spiritual energy, which we all are. So you
believe that there was this person called Jesus, but he wasn't, as he's been depicted, the Son of God.
We are all sons and daughters of God.
Right, I see. Yeah,
but he was a master that came to found a religion. That's what his role was, to come and found the religion of Christianity.
Yeah. It's a bit like other religions, isn't there? There's healers in other religions as well, isn't there?
Yeah. And you know, we've got religious founders, haven't we? So we've got Buddha, we've got Abraham, we've got Muhammad, and so on. So we've got all these religious founders. They all came to found a specific religion and start a way of life, because it was a time in the world where we had lost our way and we needed to be shown a way of life, a righteous way of life to live.
Coming back to Cookie's question, he's clarified it a bit more.
Okay.
As in manifesting a random thought without any need to focus or meditate, is our world full of those random emanations?
Unfortunately, you're right, Cookie. Yeah, there's a lot of random emanations going on.
Yeah.
But what we need to focus on is, what are we producing in our thought forms? You know, are we producing random emanations? Are we producing positive thoughts? Are we producing negative thoughts? Are we producing critical, judgmental thoughts about other people or ourselves? So everything is a vibration. All of thought is a vibration. All of feeling is a vibration. Everything that we do is on a vibrational level. That's why I do vibrational healing, basically, because we're healing at the deepest level of the human being if we're doing vibrational healing.
Okay, I've got another question here from, again, Nubian. Question: does Monica think that AI might be helpful and
or
or the
opposite.
opposite, re-healing of individual humans, humanity and nature. You got that?
I think for me, I can't make up my mind about AI yet. I think it's very clever. I think it's also very dangerous, and that's as far as I've got with that. So I can't really answer that question. I
Yeah,
personally wouldn't go down that route of using AI.
I think that AI is only what it's been taught, isn't it? Really, as well. So whoever's been putting, the program together of AI, because that's all it is, really, isn't it? And I mean, they're talking about like quantum computing, where then maybe AI starts to think for itself. But then I think that's a far different kettle of fish sort of thing.
Well, I think it already does think for itself because, it's like any computer, it's like a supercomputer and it's rubbish in and rubbish out, isn't it? We were always taught that when computers first came in, you put rubbish in, you'll get rubbish out. And the same with AI, the same with Wikipedia. People put rubbish in, we read rubbish coming out. So you can't really trust what you get in Wikipedia, and probably won't be able to trust what you get with AI either, because again, who programmed it in the first place?
Yeah, well, again, and this comes down to the fact that all news is being suppressed, isn't it? Or not? Or manipulated. All news is manipulated, and where where is our history? Where do we come from? Where's all the books that we've never read? Were they burnt down in Alexandria? Where are the books that are hidden? It's so difficult, isn't it? Really, to
Yes,
if you
what's
don't
in
know.
the vaults of the Vatican? I'd like to know.
Well, there you go. That as well. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just remind everyone, you're listening to Not a Dr. Robert. This is my Tuesday surgery. Normally, on the odd occasion, I have an interview, and tonight I've got Monica, who's a holistic healer. But please tune in from Tuesdays from next year when I'll be back, and we do an alternative health show where I do health news, and I chat a bit more to the chatters in the chat room here, and then we also have a little bit of a competition as well at the end, and some music. And we'll be taking the music break in a minute, so Monica can go and have a cup of tea, and you can go and make a cup of tea as well. But let me just go back to my notes, Monica. I just wanted to ask you. So I've asked you that one. Can you talk about aromatherapy?
Yes, I love aromatherapy.
Go on.
Because it's another vibrational healing.
And first of all, what is aromatherapy?
Aromatherapy uses essential oils for healing, for therapy.
Right.
So every essential oil has a vibration. Every essential oil has a smell. Every essential oil has a color as well, actually. And it's the vibrationary element of the oils that are taken into the body for healing. So if you put an essential oil anywhere in your body, most people start with putting them on the feet, actually. If you put it in your body, within 20 minutes, that essential oil, if it's a good quality oil, will have gone around your whole system and will have worked on the areas that need working on. So you could say that essential oils have their own intelligence, just like herbal medicine. I mean, essential oils are another form of herbal medicine. They're just distilled into the oil alone. I use Young Living essential oils from America because I believe they are the highest quality. And the quality makes all the difference. So if you go and buy essential oils from the local shop, not mentioning any names, they won't be a very high quality, especially if you find they're all around about the same price. You know that they've been mixed with some base oil. But the ones I use are completely pure. And they heal so much and so fast. I do a massage treatment called the raindrop treatment.
Okay.
And it uses about 8 different essential oils, powerful oils. And it uses a feather touch approach. So the person lays on their front and you literally, if I bring my hands up, you literally feather the oils down their spine.
Okay.
And what happens then is the oils are being feathered along the spinal nerves. And those spinal nerves go to every organ in the body. So by doing this treatment, you're actually touching every organ in the body with healing oils. It's very, very good for back problems. Incredibly good. I mean, I had a friend who actually was going on holiday. The day before she went on holiday, she rang me to say, I've really done something to my back. I'm crawling around on the floor. I have to go and fly tomorrow to the States, and I have to take a case with me. And so I gave her a treatment, the raindrop treatment. And the next morning, she actually rang me and she said, that is amazing, she said. Not only am I up on my feet, but I'm dragging my case along. That's the power of essential oils.
You're talking about the back and your essential oils, and it's that magic number. We've got 33 vertebrae, isn't it? Is it 33?
Oh, I don't know how many vertebrae, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it's 33. I think it's 30 or something like that. And also, I mean, we're a bit similar, aren't we, to trees in terms of, our roots and things like that. I don't know if you've ever thought of it like that, Monica.
No, I haven't actually. No.
Yeah. And I've got a question here from Chris, and welcome, Chris. Hello, Chris. What's Monica's thoughts on Luciferianism and how the elites have adopted it as a new global religion?
Oh, God. Well, I think it's incredibly dangerous for a start. My constant question is, how do we fight the battle? And the only thing I can come up with to fight that battle is they are working on a very, very low vibrational level. Obviously, they think they're going to win the game, but the higher vibration we operate from as a human species, and we all need to get together on this, the higher the vibration we operate from, they cannot reach the level that we can reach with positive thinking, with soul consciousness, with reaching higher levels like the quantum field, working from the quantum field, and working with all those people, all those ascended masters that walked the earth and now are in the angelic realms. We can work with them and they can work with us if we so wish. So in that, as far as I can see, is the only way we're going to beat their game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just looking to see if there's any more questions here. Oh, we've got another one from Nubian. She's full of questions, Nubian. Energy flows where energy goes, like thoughts, emotions. Thoughts on the trinity of mind, body, and spirit, and what and where is the difference between spirit and soul? Oh, that's deep.
That's a really interesting question, actually, New Being, because a lot of people will say spirit is different to soul. To me, they're one and the same thing. Now, some people say soul is when your soul is in the body, and when your soul is discarnate, when your body dies and the soul moves on. Some people say that is spirit. I can accept that explanation, but I just think spirit and soul are the same thing. Your spirit is a point of light, your soul is a point of light. To me, there's no difference.
Right. Okay.
And the same with this understanding of higher self. So some people think your higher self is different to the soul. Well, to me, the soul is the higher self. This is only from my own experience and my own spiritual practice.
Yeah. Let me just say hello to Mr. Smith, who's just joined us, and Chris, of course, and BB. Well, no, I already said hello to him. Rich T's in the house as well. I'm just looking to see that there's some extra people I think might have turned up. And Kitty21 is here, and she's got an important message. If anyone is enjoying the show with Robert and Monica, please hit the like button. Yay! Thumbs up. Thank you very much, Kitty. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you. And I think we're there. Would you like to have a break, Monica? Should we have a music break, and then you can make a cup of tea, or we'll just have a little break? So let's have a bit of a music break. Hopefully it won't fail like the last one. did. Let me have a look. Where are we? Brand. There we go. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, I've got a tune for you from Aslan, which is an Irish band, and this one is called Crazy World. I'm just going to take me and Monica out, and we'll start the tune. This is for about 6 minutes, so go and have a cup of tea, and we'll be back very shortly. All right. Let me remove Monica, and I'll remove myself, and I'll start the song. Enjoy. Yeah, that was Aslan and Crazy World. Isn't that one brilliant song? I love that song. They're an Irish band, and sadly the lead singer Christy, he died this year, but he left he left that song. That was just absolutely brilliant. I love that. I really do. Let's have, we've got another question here as well from Nubin. But before I do that, just to remind everyone, you're watching the Health Freedom UK show. It's my Tuesday surgery where I have the occasional guest. And I've got Monica on tonight, but normally it's me babbling on, trying to entertain you with an alternative health show, reading you some of the latest health news, and playing the odd tune here and there, and also having a quiz at the end as well. And also I normally do something called Your Questions, where I'll suddenly ask you a question, or a random question. I'm going to ask Monica a random question now. She wasn't expecting this. Monica, do you watch, do you have are you a Christmas movie person?
No.
You're not? Do you own a TV?
Only Home Alone. I liked Home Alone.
Oh, you liked Home Alone. There you go. See, we got that out of you. Yeah, I don't own a TV, Monica. So, yeah.
Very wise. It's a time stealer.
Yeah. It is a time stealer. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it is
It's
a
a
time
good
stealer.
avoidance tactic if you need an avoidance tactic.
Yeah. I just coming back to what we were talking about earlier, and again, I've got to get my plug in. But Monica was talking about essential oils, and my salve has loads of organic essential oils in them, including stuff that I even go to pick my own herbs as well and use that as well to make oil with as well. I went to the lavender fields, Monica. Here
Did you go
near
to the
where
Norfolk lavender?
Sorry?
Did you go to the Norfolk lavender at Heacham?
No, because I live in Bedfordshire, so I went to Hitchin Lavender Farm, and it's very, very popular. It's full of people going like this. Look at me around the lavender. Look, aren't I wonderful? Oh, look, here's my Instagram lavender photo. But I went there and I picked the lavender and I made my own lavender oil, and I've got neroli oil in it. I've frankincense, myrrh in it. Yeah, absolutely loads of different oils in it. So if you do want some, the links are in the show notes, along with Monica's website. If you want to get in contact or you want to look at Monica's website, the links are in the show notes as well. So please click on those, as well as the links for the music that I'm playing tonight as well. My salve is filled with emanations, says Cookie. Yeah, thank you very much, Cookie. I like that.
Good vibrations.
Good. Yeah, I get such good feedback. I think Monica, about my salve. I really do. I know people think I just go on about it. I'm sure you do.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, I do. I really get. I gave it to my neighbour this week, who I bumped into in the supermarket, and she was rubbing her back like this. I think I told you this, and she was rubbing her back, and I said, "You all right?" She said, "Oh, I've twisted my back." Blah blah blah. I said, "Oh, look, I'll bring you. I make this special salve." I said, I'll bring some over. And then she texted me the next day, and she said, "That stuff is magic." You know, she said it's put me right. It really has. Good. And that isn't for me. And this is going to come to you as well. And for me, when you hear that you've made an impact on someone, it just makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel so happy. I mean, you know, because again, everything takes time. I mean, when I make a batch of this stuff, it can take me about 4 hours, you know, it's not about the time. It's and again, what I love about you is that you've talked about energy, and for me, everything is energy, you know. Absolutely everything. We've got a lot of musicians here, and hello to Mr. Smith, who's doing a show tonight as well. A little plug for you, Mr. Smith. So if you want to see an amazing drummer like Mr. Smith, please tune in. I need to start adding you on, or we need to get Pete to put you in his little thing about his advertisement, which I played at the beginning. We need to get that to sort you. You're welcome, Mr. Smith. You're very welcome. I'll try and watch you a bit later, but we will have an after show. Monica won't be joining us for the after show tonight because she's got an early start tomorrow, but I hope everyone else will do. Yeah, when I play the piano, and I've played this before, I've done this before, the cat comes and sits next to me, Monica, and he's like this. It's like he can see the music, you know. And they say that the octaves, the notes of in an octave, is resonating the same as the colours of a rainbow. Have you heard that before?
I've heard something similar.
Yeah, I mean, I also do. Again, you probably don't know, Monica, but I also do. I've got my own allotment, and I put up.
So have I.
Oh right. Have you tried the copper aerial thing? Have you tried it?
No.
Have you tried?
No.
You haven't. So apparently, if you put a stick and you wrap copper around it, any sort of copper, and you put an aerial on, it attracts energy into the soil. And yeah. Look, I'll just show you what I mean.
Okay.
Look. So this plant was virtually dead a year ago, and so I just decided to take it off of the person who said that she thought she'd killed it. And there we go. Just take that off. And can you see the little aerial there? I'll just see if I can show you it. Look.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
there's the little aerial. In fact, if I just do this, if I do that, there we go. You can see it better now.
See it. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah, there's my little aerial.
Just wrapped it round. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally just wrapped it round and I dug it into the ground, and apparently it attracts energy into the ground. And I also use copper copper spade, gardening tools as well. They cost me an arm and a leg, but I have to admit I didn't see any slugs. I had no slugs. I never saw one slug.
They are the bane of my life.
No, if you use copper tools, right? It puts copper back into the soil. If you use iron tools and things like that, the reason you get slugs is they come to clean up the deposits from the iron.
Oh, right.
So try it.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
But honestly, I mean, it's worked for me. I think the people down on the allotment think I'm a bit crazy, which I am. But I don't mind that.
I have actually got a copper pyramid in my therapy room.
Oh wow! Now you see, I've looked a lot into pyramids. Just before I said that, I just saw this comment. It's called electroculture, Monica.
Oh, that's amazing! Thank you, Miss Blue Sky. I'll remember that.
It goes back, and what they used to do, Monica, is back in the early 1900s and late 1800s, they used to do electroculture, and people were growing more and more vegetables and bigger vegetables than we ever do now, and it was producing far bigger quantities. And again, the system then just convinced people that they were overproducing, and that really it wasn't worth doing. And then we, again, like history, we lost the knowledge to how to do this. But electroculture is being rediscovered now by so many people. It really is. And yeah, I think I've had success with it. I'm not sure I'm doing it completely right. That's the most basic way. Just get a stick and put it in the ground.
Yeah.
But that's the most basic way. What I want to do eventually is join them. I've got them all
Well, you
in
could try
each
a
corner.
pyramid. You could make a pyramid and put that on the ground, because what the pyramid does is it gives it additional energy. It creates more energy. It's also purifying. So I've got hanging from my copper pyramid, I've got a crystal hanging, a clear quartz crystal hanging.
Yeah.
And anything that I want to cleanse. So if I want to cleanse my crystals, I put them under the copper pyramid. And I also have Aurosoma bottles, and every so often they start to go cloudy, and I put them under the pyramid and they go clear again.
Yeah, and Cookie just made another good point there. You can be charging the seeds
Yes,
too before planting.
Yeah.
And
you should soak
have you
your
done?
seeds before planting.
Yeah, I do.
Your seeds before planting?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And also, if you hold them in your hand and meditate on them before you plant them as well, and tell them what you want them to do. So you are a wonderful seed. You're going to grow into the most beautiful plant when I plant you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Give them TLC as well.
Yeah, I do that. I also magnetize my water. I only drink distilled water, Monica. I don't drink tap water because
well, I've got a Berkey, so I purify my water with the Berkey.
Oh, you've got a Berkey. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got a Berkey?
No, I use just distiller.
Right.
So
okay.
I just literally
so
just
the
take
distiller
water and distill
takes
it.
everything out.
Yes.
But the Berkey only takes the things that you don't want in it out. So it leaves in the nutrients.
Yeah, well, how I
like trace elements, minerals.
Yeah, well, what I do to get, I do take a lot of vitamins and vitamin C, and I also take things like lion's mane and stuff like that, which is very popular now, and ashwagandha and things, and vitamin E and fish oils. I take all of that, and I also in the morning I'll have a glass of water, but I'll put some Celtic salt under my tongue. What this does is the minerals then get absorbed into my body much better, and that's how I get my minerals. Because
that's a good idea, actually. Put it under the tongue rather than just take it in your food. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I like BB's comment here. It's Gardener's question time with Bob Fleming. Oh dear. Right, let's see. I have got some more questions for you. I'm just going to see if there's any other questions that have come in. There is another one from Nubian, actually. Here we go. She's full of our questions tonight. What's this? I'm a cat sitting two cats, one which is 15 and one is blind. My auntie's one, she had to move due to water leak damage. So cats. Oh, hang on. I don't know. No, maybe that's not a question. I thought that was a question. Maybe not. Questions check. Okay, doesn't matter. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to ask you about that is again something is crystal healing.
Yeah, lovely.
So
love it.
Talk to me about what crystals you use. Why do you use crystals, and how? And again, was that something that you got taught, or is it something you've just taught yourself?
Well, I just have got drawn to training in different therapies over the years, and I've always trained in vibrational healing therapies, and crystals is another vibrational therapy healing, and it's wonderful. And I've probably got about 50 different kinds of crystals. I've got boxes and boxes of them. I've got a cabinet full of them. And all I will do is I will dowse which crystal I need for, if I'm doing a crystal healing, I will dowse with a dowser, a dowser. Yeah. I will dowse.
I've always wanted to try a dowser. I've always wanted to try a dowser.
It's very easy to learn. Very easy to learn. Yeah. You'll have to let me know when you're going to be somewhere that I'm going to be, and I'll teach you dowsing.
Okay, great.
If you're coming to see Dale, I'll teach you dowsing. Yeah,
well, I'll definitely be meeting up with Dale next year as well, because Monica lives in Great Yarmouth, and it's one of my favourite places to go. I love Great Yarmouth. I wanted to actually, just coming back to the electroculture thing, Monica, you just go and look at some of the buildings in Great Yarmouth that are the back of Great Yarmouth, and look at some of the aerials or that's on top of the churches and buildings, and just think, because to me, I think they were attracting energy previously.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
And we've lost that understanding.
I think they were our electromagnetic energy systems.
Yes, I believe they were as well.
For electricity then, even the organs in the churches could have been that as well.
Well, that's what they say. That the organs were when they played, they would heal your organs. That's where that's allegedly where it comes from. And also the bells, Esmeralda, they would give out a certain vibration that again would go out to the villages and throughout the village. And again, it would send a vibration out that was maybe a healing vibration sound, to people. I think
that's why we must love church bells. We all love church bells for a wedding and things like that.
I do. I love hearing church bells. I really do. Yeah. And as Cookie,
and carols is another thing. Carols have that vibration too.
What do?
Carols. When singing carols at Christmas.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
I think that has a lovely vibration. Mind you, that's probably just harking back to my childhood, probably, because I love carols. Yeah,
and it's that time of year, isn't it? We're my goodness, we're less than 2 weeks.
You can't get away from them now, can you?
Less than 2 weeks to Christmas now. So yesterday, wasn't it? It was 2 weeks yesterday. Just tell me how you. So crystal healing is what? Is it done in face to face, or is it? Can you do crystal healing over?
Yes, I have a client on the couch if I'm doing a crystal healing, because you need to put the crystals on them. But if I'm doing full spectrum healing, I can use crystals and I can send it via the quantum field to the person over Zoom.
Oh, right.
So that's a different healing modality. But if I'm doing straightforward crystal healing, they're on the couch and I'm dowsing which crystal I need and where it's meant to go. And I will have quite a few crystals. I might have a dozen crystals on them for a crystal healing, or I might have even more.
How do you know what's a good crystal and what's a bad crystal, or do you have to cleanse them?
You have to cleanse them when you got them. Usually when you buy a crystal, you will be drawn to a particular crystal. So its vibration is attracting you. And you don't know why it's got to be that one, but it's got to be that one, basically. So you amass loads of crystals over time because you can't avoid going to crystal shops and picking up another one and so on and so forth.
I love the crystal shopping in Chroma.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's one of the best, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I found that years ago by accident, and I've bought so many different crystals from that place as well in the past.
They have a wholesale open day as well. You need to go on the wholesale open day.
Yeah, it's a bit far for me.
Yeah, it is really, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit far for me. It's a good 3 hours, I'd say. And then another question from Nubin. What happens with the energy being put out from all the people coming together in joy in a big arena?
Well, I think that would spread out into the community. That would just spread out in the area, because the bigger number of people, the bigger feeling of joy, you're raising the vibration. That vibration becomes infective, doesn't it? Infectious.
Yep.
And it will spread out into the community. I'll tell you an experiment that was done in America many years ago. And in San Francisco, no, it wasn't San Francisco, it was Las Vegas. And, Las Vegas has a high crime rate anyway. And so they decided one time they would put angel images all around Las Vegas. And people would sit and meditate on angels for a whole week. And when that happened, it was an experiment they were doing. It was treated as an experiment. When that happened, the crime rate reduced drastically that week. So that's how powerful vibrations like joy are. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah, I think I'm very much into. I mean, look, you know, someone talked about. I think it was Cookie talked about, or someone talked about, like, no, it was Chris, wasn't it? About how the Luciferianism and stuff like that. Well, they love their symbology, don't they? You know, they love putting symbology in everything. You know, nowadays they're putting it right in your face with, you know, dressing up like with horns and all this sort of business. And doing the whole, you know, all this stuff and everything. BB will probably snap that and he'll make it into a meme for me. I'm sure he will. Yeah, they love all that symbology, and I think that to counteract that, we can, you know, put out positive stuff as well, positive images and positive. Do you believe? Are you a big lover of affirmations? I've done a lot of affirmation work in the past, Monica.
Yeah, I have in the past. Yeah. And often I will find when I'm working with a client and I'm doing a full spectrum healing, and affirmations will often come up for them. So it will come up as a goal, and the goal will be an affirmation, and I have to muscle test which is the most appropriate affirmation for them. And then when we've got the affirmation written down, then I muscle test how many times do they need to repeat it, for how many days, do they need to pin it up on a wall somewhere, do they need to paint a picture of it, all of those things, because you're embedding the vibration deeper and deeper and deeper into the psyche as you're doing that.
Yeah, I love affirmations. I remember I first learned about affirmations in 2000, around that sort of time. And they were amazing for me when I split up with my wife, because, again, you feel, well, for me, it was like there were so many questions going on in my head in terms of, like, because I'd got 2 young children and everything. And I was thinking, you know, I didn't want this. I didn't want it, you know, and I didn't quite understand it. But it makes you feel very low as a person, and your energy very, very low. And someone told me about affirmations, but actually, coming back, going a little bit backwards, I realized I was doing affirmations before I knew about them, because when that happened, I remember standing in the bathroom and looking in the mirror and telling myself that I'm a good man, and I will have happier times in the future, and that I deserve it as well. And I do believe that my life did turn around at that point. And again, it's very much, I'm very much, everything happens either for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You know, I'm very much into that. And again, I think that me not being with, you know, separating from and divorcing my wife, there was a reason. And, you know, we weren't a lifetime, but we were a season and a reason. And again, it's like I think about that with friends as well. Some people are your friend for a life. Other people are there just for a short season.
I think that's very true. I think everything that happens to us happens for a reason, which is always to do with our growth, our personal growth. And it's either that we are ready to move on from that situation, or the other person is ready to move on from that situation, because there are new lessons to learn. You may be together for a time where you're learning lessons together, growing together, and you're ready to move on to something else.
Yeah.
And grow even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to always look forward and not look back.
I'm sure you would agree with me here that the time we stop learning is the time we stop living almost. To say that you've learnt everything. I mean, I love to learn new things. I really do. I may struggle with new things, and with technology or whatever. But once I want to try. And if I learn something, I never knew how to put together a healing salve that I made. If someone would have said to me 20 years ago, you're gonna help, heal people, I would have said, well, I don't know what you're talking about, And again, that's part of for me, life is just a big journey, isn't it? It's just you've got to keep learning and learning and learning. So I just wanted to say this. Look, Nubian said this to you, Monica. Sorry for spamming. I love the subject and the guest, and I am innocent. Please bring her back. There you go. So you're loved, Monica.
Thank
There we
you.
are.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're well
Newbie.
loved.
I much appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
I just wanted to share something actually about, when the soul's on its journey. So what we're really saying is, as a soul, we are on our journey, and our journey is of learning, isn't it? Learning more about ourselves and being the best we can be through our life experiences. We learn. So what I was thinking was that as we go through life, if we continue to learn and grow, then things will flow, because the more we're in tune with our own soul, really, our own higher self, our own soul, whatever you want to call it, then we will be guided along that journey. But I actually heard, I think, what was a really brilliant example of why people get depression. And it's when the soul is ready to fly, and the ego profound, because we all have an ego, and for a lot of people their ego rules their life, but really it should be our soul that rules our life.
Monica, can you just repeat that, because you cut out a little bit. Go on, say that once again.
So a definition of depression is when the soul is ready to fly, in terms of growth, but the ego won't allow it, because your ego always wants to hold on. Your ego wants to be in control. Your ego wants to be right all the time. So it can hold you in a place that is not your destiny. Your destiny is to fly. I
see. Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But I'm of the opinion, and I don't know if you agree with this, that we need a little bit of ego as well in our lives, and not to just simply not accept that we do have an ego. What do you say to that then?
I think we always need a balance. I think the ego will do its best to rule our lives if we allow it to take over. So I think we have to be in control of the ego rather than the ego be in control of us, really.
Yeah.
Because the ego will gain us enemies and the soul will gain us friends.
And I like that. That's really good, actually. Let's see if there's any more. I don't think I've got any more questions here tonight, but I've certainly got wanted to ask you about what's emotional freedom technique, Monica?
Well, it's commonly known as tapping. And emotional freedom technique can clear out the stuck emotions that are being held in your body from past traumas, emotional experiences, traumas, that kind of thing. What it's doing is it's tapping the meridian ends in the body. So it's literally like this. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, have you?
I have seen it before, and I'm sure someone who I've seen someone on TV to help people give up smoking and things like that.
Yeah, you can use it for all sorts of things. Yeah, I've worked with many different clients with emotional freedom technique, and the technique actually is I don't use counseling, I use coaching, but counseling in the way of, you're talking to the person about their experience. What you want to do is you have to get them in touch with that feeling that they want to get rid of, and then rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, usually they'll say, oh, it's 10, or it's more than 10, or whatever, or it's an 8. And then as you're doing a round of tapping, you're working with them to talk them down from that, and you're tapping on the meridian ends, which again are energy lines in the body. Your subtle energy in the body is your meridians. You're tapping on the ends of the meridians to dislodge that trapped emotion that's in the meridians. And so when you've done a round of tapping, then you ask them to rate again what the feeling is. So they get in touch with the feeling again and they rate it. So you keep going until that feeling is 0. And I'll give you a fantastic example of this, right? And this was when I was in India. I was on the top of a mountain, and somebody who I knew came to me and said, look, I know you're doing this new technique that you've learned. Can you help so-and-so with it? And I said, well, I'll have a go, Anyway, His story was he'd never been able to touch suede in his life. He had an awful revulsion feeling about suede in his life. And his mother, when he was a child, wore a suede coat, and he couldn't go anywhere near her when she wore this suede coat.
Okay.
So he said he'd actually seen a shamanic psychic many years previously, and this shaman had told him that in a past life he had actually fallen in love. So he was the son of a chief in American Indian culture, and he'd fallen in love with somebody who was at a lower level. We don't accept that these days, do we? But that was obviously important then. So they'd fallen in love, and he wanted to marry her, and she knew that she wasn't right for him at his level of status, that it wouldn't have been appropriate, and she didn't want to ruin his life. So what did she do? She committed suicide. Makes sense, doesn't it? Not at all. Anyway, he had to then wrap her in an animal skin and carry her to the funeral pyre and put her on the funeral pyre. And what was that animal skin? The inside of the animal skin is suede.
Right.
So with emotional freedom technique, I got him to tune in to those emotions again. I got him to tune into the suede, and you highlight the emotion. So what are you feeling right now? I'm feeling anger, or I'm feeling grief, or I'm feeling whatever it is. And you work on one particular feeling at a time. And when you've got that feeling to zero, then you can move on to the next one, So it's really quite amazing how it works, really amazing. And I spent about 2 hours with this guy and dealt with all the feelings that needed to be dealt with. And the next morning, his friend who had approached me came to me and said to me, I have good news. Not only can he look at suede, he can even touch suede, and he's not feeling anything now.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
That
Absolutely
is incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So even something from a past birth can affect you seriously in this birth. So say, for example, you died drowning in a previous birth. You incarnate into a nice little family that goes on holiday in Great Yarmouth in this birth, couple of kids, they all go down to the beach. One child goes in the sea, the other can't go anywhere near the sea. He doesn't know why he can't go near the sea, but he's got great fear of the sea because he's carrying at the soul level, we carry everything at the soul level, the deep-seated memory of drowning in the sea.
I see.
I see. I see the sea. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. It's incredible that you were able to heal him. And it made me think of another question to ask you. And that is that if someone just comes to you and says, look, I've got this problem, how do you decide on what sort of healing you need to do with them?
I muscle test.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not sure, I muscle test. Usually I know instantly what they need. And if not, I will muscle test. Is emotional freedom technique the best thing for this person? Is it full spectrum healing the best thing? Is it life coaching? Whatever it is it crystal healing? Yeah. So I just go through and decide which that way.
Oh, wow.
But actually what I've learned from doing full spectrum healing, because I'm working in the quantum field and I'm working on such a deep level with people, I'm working even on past birth traumas. I'm working on things that have been passed down the ancestral line from ancestors. I'm working on things that have been passed down through the DNA, all sorts of amazing things. I've learned so much from doing this particular healing. I've really learned a lot. And it totally fits with my spiritual understanding. That's what I also like about it.
And are you planning on learning any more types of skills? I mean, there's more we haven't even touched on tonight because we're going to be drawing this to an end very
Yeah. I'm always up for more learning. I really, really am.
Yeah, I've got right in front of me a book called Alternative Medicine, and it's quite an old book, and it talks about different therapies and things like that. But one that I've just recently learned about was called, I don't know if you've heard of it, biomagnetism. Have you heard of that?
Biomagnetics, I have done. I don't really know much about it. Have you started studying?
It's healing with magnets.
Well, when I go to India, in India, everything that we call alternative is mainstream. Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to there's a hospital on the mountain, and in the hospital you can actually have any kind of therapy. So you can have Ayurveda, which is the herbal remedies of India. You can have magnet therapy. You can have aromatherapy. You can have what's the other one? Homeopathy. You can have everything, as well as all mainstream, what we would call mainstream over here, allopathic medicine. So everything is mainstream in India. That's what I like. So I've had magnet therapy, but I haven't studied it. Yeah. But again, it's vibrational healing.
Exactly. Which is, again, what it comes back to you, which is why maybe I'm telling you, Monica, that's what you need to learn next.
Ooh, maybe you're right.
Biomagnetism. Look it up. It's a fascinating thing, and because I'm just really getting into magnets and things like that, and and again, it's all to do with energy. I love the fact that it says that it starts to heal, and again, because you talk about aligning what is it in your body? You've got the meridians, and things like that. And
then you've got the chakras, that's what I think on the biomagnetism level.
And the chakras again as well. So you actually think that we've had past lives and things like that. So are you a believer in reincarnation then?
I totally am, because I think understanding reincarnation answers all those unanswerable questions.
Right. Okay. And do
you want me to expand on that or not?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what the Buddhists believe? Is it that what the Buddhists? Is it the Buddhist reincarnation? Yeah.
It's actually only Christianity that doesn't believe in reincarnation, and it's not that they don't believe in it.
I think the Muslims don't either, do they?
The who?
I don't think the Muslims do either.
Don't they? Okay, fair enough.
I don't think so.
Right. Okay. Well, they actually took reincarnation out of the Bible at the Council of Nicaea.
Right.
It was in the Bible.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
At the Council of Nicaea, they decided it would make everybody a better Christian if they thought they only had one birth, because they would actually work a lot harder at being a good Christian. So they took it out of the Bible and started teaching you've only got one birth. So what did people do? They said, well, I've only got one birth, so I might as well enjoy it. Because when I die.
Because
so
apparently
they get a rude awakening when they get up there.
From what I understand, also there's a lot that comes from the Egyptian Book of the Dead as well.
I don't know about that. I've heard of it. I don't know about it.
Yeah. A lot of it is linked to the Egyptian Book of the Dead, like do unto others as you would do to yourself. Is it goes back to, so apparently that was taken from that. The 12 commandments was taken from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, from what I understand. So that does.
I thought it was good old Moses.
Good old Moses. Let me see if there's another question. Here we go. Kitty's saying it has been a pleasure to having you on tonight's show. I find you very interested in what and what I am interested in myself for many years. And I like to learn more. There you go.
That's
So
lovely, Kitty.
you-
Yeah,
you-
yeah. Never
you've
stop
been very-
learning, Kitty.
And BB says, I had Kissinger, me sitting down interviewing Kissinger on as my thumbnail. BB, who did that thumbnail, says, can't wait for Kissinger to come back. I bet he'll come back as something not very nice, Monica.
Well, now we have to go into the law of karma, and that will take a while to explain. So he's got his karmic return coming to him when he comes back. Yeah,
exactly. Monica, it's been great having you on. I'm going to bring the show to an end now. It's 10 to 10, and it's been fantastic having you on here. And I'm going to definitely bring you back.
Thank you.
And just to let people know, I spoke to Dale today, and he's agreed to come on in early in the new year as well. So
Good.
we can have another chat with Dale, because Dale was very popular as well. So it seems all you Norfolk folk are liked by my crowd. Are you originally from Norfolk? You're not, are you?
No, not at all. No.
You're a London girl, aren't you? If I remember right.
I was born in London, brought up in Oxford.
Oh, you see, that's why you sound so posh, Monica.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Did you say though you worked in Cambridge or something? Or you lived in?
I was living in Cambridge. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? You were brought up in Oxford, then you lived in Cambridge.
Yes. I used to joke about I never know who to support in the boat race.
Yeah. Are you good at rowing?
No. Don't think I've ever rowed.
Just before we go, here's a quick random question. Favorite? I think I know the answer. Favorite place to go on holiday?
Oh, somewhere warm. Well,
India?
preferably India.
Yeah. How many times have you been?
When I go to India, I'm not really having a holiday. I do tour around a bit sometimes, but a lot of the time I just go to a mountaintop in Rajasthan, to an ashram, where I do lots of meditation and I learn lots more deeper things spiritually. And I love that.
Do you follow any other people who are spiritual? I follow Mark Byersky. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, not heard of him. No.
He's quite a spiritual man. That's. Oh, you should. I'll send you a link to him. I think you'd love Mark Byersky. You'd love his energy.
I like Paramahansa Yogananda, Autobiography of a Yogi. If you want to read a good book on meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Send me a link for it, and I'll post it into
Chopra. I like Deepak Chopra. I like Joe Dispenza.
Okay. Yeah. So if you send me some links, I can always add them to the show notes for anyone as well. That'd be good. Monica, all I've got to say is I know you're not a Christian and stuff like that, but have a lovely Christmas.
I will.
And a prosperous new year. And we'll see you again. You come back, and because there's still more stuff I could have asked you about as well that we didn't cover, but 2 hours has flown by. It really has. So
I've really enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have you've never done this sort of thing, have you?
No.
Oh, there you go. You did great. Well done. You can see people are. If you looking, I don't know. Can you see the chat where you are? Can you see the
Not
chat?
now. No, I could earlier.
Yeah. So but people are really they've really enjoyed you being here, Monica. So thanks for being here. I'm going to say good night to Monica, and then I'm just going to just say a few parting words. So Monica, thanks again. I'll catch up with you really soon, and good night for now. All right.
Yes, and enjoy wearing your Christmas jumper on your Christmas day, and whatever else you do on Christmas.
Thank you very much.
And see you soon.
See you soon. All right then. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
There you go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Monica's company. I did. That was fantastic. Again, someone completely different to have on the show, which was fabulous. And Steve, oh, there's Steve to Goose, and people are saying thanks, Monica. Look, good night, Monica. Yeah, and there we go. Miss Monica is such a lovely lady. There we are. And more thanks here, and also here. There we go. Great chat tonight. Fascinating with Monica and Rob. Sounds like a genuine lovely lady. There we go. So again, yeah, we'll definitely have Monica back on. So I just wanted to say again, thanks everyone. This might be my last show. If I do decide to jump on before the end of the year, you'll know about it. It'll be posted. But because of my mum's ill at the moment, and you know, she's having to have scans and things like that, so it's a little bit difficult with me with my focus and everything. So I'm sorry if I'm leaving you a little bit earlier this year. But again, I just wanted to say thank you everyone who's subscribed and watched the shows and supported me and supported me being able to get my own StreamYard and things like that. You know who you are. And again, thanks again to everyone, even the people that are watching, that watch after. I really, really appreciate it. I shall be back, providing nothing bad happens with my mum. I'll definitely be back on Pete's show where he's doing a group show, which may be for the 29th, I think, or something like that, December the 29th. Let me just see your last comments here tonight, whether I've got anything. Great chat. Good. Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. And yeah, again, if you've enjoyed the show tonight, please hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you watching me and my crazy crew here on a Tuesday and be part of the gang. And that's about it, really. So all I've got to say is, you know, good night and have a great Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And I will see you in other people's shows as well. I suppose I better put the link up, hadn't I? Yeah, let me do the invite link. I'll put that up as just after I played the last tune. So I'm going to go out with let's have a look. Let me find where it is. Oh, I didn't even get it queued up. What is going on with me? Right, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. Why didn't I do that? Right, let's see if I can add it. Hang on. Let me see if I can do it now whilst I'm here. Ah, yeah, there it is. In fact, I can just do it straight from there. Right, okay. So what I'll do is then present. So good night, everyone. Thanks again. Lots of love, and I'll see you next year probably, or in Pete's group special show. Okay. Again, thanks for joining me, and let's just share the last song with you, and here we go. Night.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off